Hey, looks like we're live here. What are we all doing? Extra pint here. A little bored during New Year's Eve day, and thought I'd come on and show the YTPC my favorite game, but also just to hang out with everybody and enjoy this day, time off. I'm definitely enjoying my time off of work, being lazy. A bunch of, just weird stuff going on. Aromatics, how's it going? Yeah, I wanted to jump on and show the game live in case anybody had any questions or anything. But in real time, if not, I left a link of two pretty good streamlined versions of the rules of Crokinole. One's like kind of like a cartoonish type of straightforward deal with like no narration or anything. It just kind of shows you what it's all about. And then actually my brother he has a chapter of the Extra Pint Crokinole Club down in Houston, Texas. He did a great job of explaining the rules, like the basic rules, and he gave a lot of examples too. So check both those out if you're interested in the game. Smoking some early morning pipe, Peterson. Can't get that close there. But yeah, it's good. I'm drinking an old fashioned. I don't know if you guys ever indulged in a nice old fashioned, but man, what a drink! There's still, you just taste all the bourbon. There's some the bitters in there do a good job. What we got here, Max? Smoking some burley. Yeah. Yeah, so Crokinole aromatics. Hold on a second. This is a great game that I think that everyone should have. Obviously, it's a great family game, and it's also great for friends and establishments too. Like I think this game will go perfect in pipe tobacco shops. Like a lot of the lounges, they have chessboards and all that. This game is perfect. You sit around the board. There's very minimal moving, and it's very communal, and the game resets pretty fast. So let me just show you the board here. There's a board. You start off. We're playing. Every player has their different quadrants. Everyone has their quadrant. So this is my quadrant. Here's the other quadrant, and this is, let's say this is the YTPC's quadrant right here, okay? So, and within that quadrant, you're allowed to put your disc from one side all the way over to the other on just that line. You can't go over this center line or the quadrant line. You can just be touching it as long as this baseline and this line is being touched. You're good. The object of the game is to score more points than your opponent. Well, this is me right here, and if I'm playing singles, I'm playing against this guy right here. So if it's just two of us on the board, I'll be red, and my opponent would be green, and he'd be sitting over here shooting. And what you do is you have to keep your disc on this part of the line in your quadrant, and with a flicking motion, you can't shove it, you can't like push it, or it has to be one finger or thumb, and you have to use a flicking motion to advance your disc. And at the end of the round, whoever has the most points wins the round or game or whatever you want to go to. So when your disc rests in a spot, let me go right through the points here. If you get it inside this hole, it's the 20 hole. That's worth 20 points. So if the disc falls in there, you take your disc off the board and you put it into a separate container here, and it counts 20 for the rest of the game. Your opponent can't take those points off the board. If it comes to rest inside of these pegs here, this is the 15 ring. This is the 10 ring here and the 5 ring. Now, when it comes to rest, and if it's resting on the line of the region you're in, it's the point value below. So this would actually be a 10 point because the bottom of the disc is touching this 15 point boundary. So at the end of the game, if you were counting points, you would move this down to the 10 point ring. Okay? And so at the end of the game, whatever the difference is, let's say the end of the game ends, green's in there and red's out here at the end of the game. That's a 5 points difference for green. Green would win either by traditional scoring as to 100 points, so he'd be up 5-0, or when you get more into competitive play, it's more of a so it's called a league scoring. You would like the highest green won that, so they would get 2 points. If we both ended up with that many points, that would be a tie. That would be 1 point each, and obviously red gets 0 points because they lost a round. So green would be up 2-0, and we usually play a match to 7. And I wish I had someone over here to play with so you could see like how fast the action is. But to start off the game, you always take your discs. When you're playing singles, which I'm demonstrating now, you have 8 discs, okay? And you always start with your discs outside of the ditch. This is the ditch down here. It's a lower, you can't really see it, but the disc fall in there, that's worth 0 points. Okay, let me get over here. Aromatics, whiskey sour. Yeah, I like those, man. Let's get into the whiskey sours real quick here.
Yeah, I like the whiskey sours. I'm sure a whiskey sour drinker like yourself probably has a really, really good sour mix that's not very overpowering or anything. I'm sure you do it. I'm sure you do it right. But I like whiskey in general. I don't really like to mix it with too much. This old fashioned is probably as much as I go because it's just bitters, and I got these Luxardo cherries. And I actually on my channel, on this channel, Extra Pint podcast, it has my old fashioned recipe, what I do, and there's these cherries or Luxardo cherries, and they just taste unbelievable. They have like more like a raspberry taste than a maraschino cherry. I use the syrup from that to double as like usually in an old fashioned, right? You crush a sugar cube or you put some sugar in there. I just dump some of that in there with the bitters, mix it up, and then just throw the bourbon on top. You know, cool it down, gently dilute. Gently dilute. I don't even like using the word dilute, but it just cools it down. And then you strain over a nice big rock. And boy, it is delicious. And you put an orange peel over the top. And it's just delicious. You use an egg white, huh? That's interesting. I don't think I've heard of that. I can see it probably gives the drink a really nice texture. A very nice texture. But yeah, aromatics. If you go back to my page, go down a little bit. Like I put the video in for that one. All right, so let me get back to the gameplay a little bit here. Let me go back over to the board. We're going to. So I'm over here, and this is how the game starts. Right, 8 discs each. There's however you want to decide who goes first or last is up to you. My club, we count to 3, 2, 1, shoot, and we both shoot at the same time towards the center, and whoever is like closest to the center at the end of the break there, like red would be closer here because I would have choice
of going first or taking the hammer. Now that's up to it's generally you would want the last shot, and that's called the hammer. So I'll take the hammer on this one. Let's see here. Like I'll obviously green would be shooting from this quadrant right here, but just so I can show everyone, I'll shoot for green over here. Ooh, this table's leaning a little bit. All right, so that's where he left his disc. Now, red, right here, I can't just go right to the middle here. I have to hit that disc for my disc to be a valid shot. Now, that's where all these pegs come into play, because I have to position myself. Here, I'll go back here for a second and show you something, too.
When you play this game, you don't want a chair with arms on it, because you can move. The rule is you can move, but your chair can't. So there is a way. You gotta. It's called the one cheek rule, and it's a written down rule that you can get over to shoot this lane here. See it better from the top.
See, there's different lanes. Like I'll use your vantage point. Here's a nice easy center lane to the center, but you also have to shoot through these lanes here. Okay, and this one right here, there's a shot. It's very difficult. It's called the alley. You go right through here to get a disc on the other side. But this is my shot here. I have to either take him out. I want to take him off the board by hitting him and getting him off the board and leaving mine in a tough spot for my opponent not to hit. Again, I didn't level this table out, so I'm kind of mad I didn't take the time to do that, but let's see what happens here. I can either try to take him out by hitting him in a certain direction to take him through here, or I can come in here, take chip off him and go into the 20 hole. So let me try to do that just to show you. Try to be funny here. I don't know if it's there, but oh, I almost got it. All right, so now it's green's turn, and green will have to do the same thing. He has to look at the board and tell me where what he wants to do. So let's see here. All right, so he took red out. My turn. Red's turn. I'm gonna try to get him in a bad spot. Green. I don't know. It's kind of tough to show you from one angle, but you go back and forth, and when you get into the weeds, there's positioning that you want to do to put yourself in a good spot. Like red, let's say green is shooting from over here, and I wanted to hit green, take him out, bounce off this peg, not go in the 20, but go back here, depending on like what my 20 count is over here. So he would have to try to make a real tough shot through the woods to get me. It just goes into strategy.
Excuse me, Dad.
Other than that, what's up, buddy?
Where's the PlayStation?
Oh, ask your mom. Ask your mom.
Do you know where it is?
No, I don't. Okay.
Go where the PlayStation.
All right, buddy. So, there's my son.
Trying to get him off video games. It's very hard to do so. But yeah, I mean, that's. I really suggest everyone looking this game up. It's very. It's a very fun game. These boards, some of them cost a little bit, but I tell you what, this is. There's some beautiful boards out there aesthetically, and then there's boards made specifically for competition, and they're still like extremely beautiful. But I really like the playing surface is just unbelievable. Like you're not gonna get a better what do you call it? A better playing surface because it's so smooth. Look at this table's going like this. I didn't level my table, so I usually be hitting 20s no problem. But that's what they all say, right? Yep. So Yeah. How's everybody else's New Year's Eve going out there? Wondering if anybody else is doing the same stuff today, just hanging around. Aromatics, are you doing anything special today? One of my traditions is we get Chinese food for dinner. Looking forward to that. I don't have that much during the year, so that's always a good time for sure. And we just hang around the house and watch TV. So I don't know. I should have got someone over here too. Oh, this match sucks. I should have got someone else over here too to play with me, but I guess it was kind of last minute. And if you look at my Extra Pint Crokinole channel, I have a much better. There's gameplay on now. I recorded. Recorded a bunch of gameplay. You'll see better play than what I was showing you today because I'm going against a ghost. But yeah, great game. Really good thing to have around the house and to bring the bars and stuff. Like every time I bring this into a bar, like there's just a crowd and everybody wants to play and it's very addicting. It's a lot of fun. And I forgot to mention too. Like this is singles across the board and doubles. Singles would be across the board, but in doubles, this guy across from me would be my partner, and this guy would be partners. You take turns to shooting the disc till the discs are gone. That is how you play the game, and that's what my club is. We're a doubles club, and that is just the way to play, in my opinion. A lot of other people. Like consider themselves purist or whatever, but it's just an opinion. They think singles is the way, but is the ultimate Crokinole, the way you're supposed to play Crokinole, and I disagree. I think it's a 4-player game. Another thing about these discs too is that they're one side. I'll get it closer for you. Hope you can see it, but you can't. I can't tell. It's a nice smooth wooden disc. One side is slightly concaved, and one is slightly convex, and you can tell by like one side spins a lot, and one side so kind of like does less spinning, and it's more for like hit and takeouts and stuff. So, and other sides are used for there's different shots. Like you can, like let's say an opponent's out here on the out here in the 10 ring, I can. Use his disc to angle in and try to attempt to get a 20 like that almost, but since the pandemic I haven't been playing at all. I was really into the competitive scene for a while, and a lot of people are starting to get into that. The World Championship is I played it last year. It was like over 800 people playing in it. That was cool. Yep. Aromatics says, I miss the days of friends and family together for cards and games. Dude, you have no idea. We used to, I'll tell you, like with this club alone, off this club, we used to get together every other week for different, like 3 months at a time for leagues. We had leagues. But out of that spurred horseshoe nights and card nights. And it's just, I like just to be around. I just like to be around people, and I like to play silly games like this, dexterity games mostly, cards. Well, we started playing pitch, which was an old, it's an old timer game, I guess. Well, for me, but we play pitch every Tuesday night. We kind of slowed down doing that because that only takes 4 people to play, but everyone's kind of concerned about getting together. We had horseshoes over the summer. That was good. But my club hosts the U.S. Open for Crokinole. We had our keep going up. We had the first U.S. Open 2 years ago, And right when we were supposed to go again with the other one, it was going to be bigger and better. We had the first one. We had the world champions of doubles come down. It was a doubles tournament. We had those guys come down. Really, really nice guys, and a couple other really high-ranking players from Canada come down. And we just had a ball. We had guys come in from I'm from central New York, and we had guys coming in from Massachusetts. One of the Texas team came up. We had a guys from New Hampshire come up, Vermont. Like it was in Canada. It was great. And then this past year, the signups filled up even more. So we had more teams and more people from other, and we were going to keep building that up. And we had more Canadians coming down to play, and it was pretty cool. Yeah. Shit's planned. Usually we have a quiet night, but we'll see. Quiet night, aromatics. That's what I feel. At least when we were younger. I don't know about you, but I'm sure you too. Going out and raising a little hell. That I just don't like the last 10 years, dude. Like I don't want nothing to do with that. I want to stay home. I just want to putt around the house. Play some games, enjoy some drinks, and not go anywhere. But this year, like we can't go much anywhere anyway. So it's kind of like you're kind of used to it. But it was always like yeah, I get to stay home and not do shit. It's good. But yeah, yep. Horseshoes. Aromatic says horseshoes and smoking a pipe would be super fun. It is. It is fun. There's enough time that you throw your shoes. Like that's plenty of time for your pipe not to go out, and then you just keep working it. But that's a good activity. I play disc golf too, and frisbee golf, and I always try to bring up my corn cob out there. I was in a tournament in November and I lost it. My corn cob. That's kind of difficult to be smoking a pipe doing, because you're just constantly walking around, putting your bag off on. I'm not going to throw with this pipe in my mouth, so I always put it down. I end up losing my corn cob. No big deal. It's just a corn cob, but I liked it. But I don't know. But yeah, horseshoes is good. Crokinole is good, right? Because you're just sitting here, you're just flicking. You got to move around once in a while, but you can always have this hand idly doing something else. But yeah, I was thinking of things to do with active while smoking a pipe, and it's very few. Horseshoes is definitely one of them. And it's just a great dexterity game, for sure. But yeah, I do like this early morning pipe though. Seems it's nice. It is lighter, I guess, but tons of flavor. This is like the third bowl that I had. It's I like Englishes. I like it all, man. I guess the only things I like everything. Some of the I should say one or two aromatics I didn't dislike. I just was like, oh, it's all right. There's one aromatic that boggles my mind. It's Sutliff's Z, as in Zulu 50. The room note on that is just unbelievable. It smells so good. It's a cherry. The room is so rich, and it just smells everyone. It's a crowd pleaser for smokers and non-smokers, like tenfold. But then when you smoke it, there's not a lot to the taste for the smoker. I mean, you can taste the nuances and all that, but it's odd. Oh, you're aromatic, so What's a good aromatic for me to try? I have a few. I had Virginia Cream. I like that. I like that Sutliff Z50. What was the other? Autumn Evening. I wasn't crazy about. Everyone was saying that was like the best one, but like I liked it. Again, I still have a tin. I'm going to smoke more of it, but like I just didn't understand that one. I'm interested in what blends would pair good. I don't like using the word pair either. I feel like a hipster, but like a bourbon. What goes good with a bourbon to most people? I think that I drink martinis too. Escudo or a vapor would go really well with like a briny drink, like a martini or vodka, like on the rocks or something. But I could be wrong. It's everyone's taste, man. That's like my friends used to review beer, and nothing like. There was guys that also reviewed beer, like get offended if someone didn't like something they liked, or they would get offended if someone liked something they didn't like. Like their taste is like, the standard what you should like or different. Like I always hated that shit. That gets into the arrogance of snobbery that I just can't stand. One thing to give reviews, and it's just like your take. It's just that individual's take on the tobacco. But, I want to get this, aromatic says, that's common for aromatics. The key is to find an aromatic with tobacco taste. Huh. So there's like the best of both worlds, right? Is it out there? Does anyone know if it's out there? I'm enjoying this. I've been enjoying my H.H. Burley Flake. I've been going back to that more often than any other thing. I only got like 8 jars going right now. 8 or 9 jars. I tried that Golden Days of Yore, and I liked it, man. That was good. That was good, man. It wasn't like super overpowering in any way. I got that there was like almost like a punch flavor to it. That was good, man. Yeah. Oh, hook and ring game. Did you ever see the game where there's a hook on the wall and there's a string with like a 2-inch hook, 1.5-inch hook, and you just throw that. You try to get it on. It's like the hook's like 5 feet up in the air. I set it up in my my shed, and then a couple of my buddies and I play that. You can smoke a pipe and do that. So you're just holding that and not doing much there for sure. Oh, Aromatics says, Autumn Evening is tricky to smoke. Once you get used to Red Virginias, then go back, you'll understand it's better, as you'll appreciate the Red Virginia underneath the maple. If you smoke Autumn Evening too fast, it'll taste like cigarettes. It's a tricky blend. And Aromatic says, I enjoy people being critical of tobacco, like, I just want to know why. Yep. Yep. Critical is one thing, but like to be like, oh, this person's an idiot for not liking this or liking this one. Like, oh, how dare you? That type of shit. Can't stand it. Critical is one thing. I don't know. I also loved how people that never brew beer in their life. This is going back. This is going back when I was reviewing beers a lot, and me and my buddies were brewing a lot. Like people like that, like never threw any skin in the game, making a brew, like designing a brew, have everything to say about it. Like they know what they're talking about. and I don't like that. Not that they don't deserve an opinion or anything. It's just it's like like when they say, "Oh, what the fuck were they doing with this?" You know, they try to I don't know explain like a malt, like a certain malt doesn't go with another malt, and like I don't know. It all depends on what temperature you steep the grain in and all that shit. And anyway. Here's another tip from aromatics. Another key to tasting aromatics is dry them crispy, or at least try that you'll notice the tobacco flavor comes out more. So dry them out. That's one thing about that Sutliff Z50. I tried that out for hours and it was still like soggy wet, and that's when I have to keep relighting a lot. But I tell you what, even with like there's not a lot of big taste profile with it, that one's gonna be. I'll always have a jar of that. I just like the room note smell. Unbelievable. So. Perhaps I didn't try this one out enough either. But I don't know. Yeah, that's Crokinole, man. I mean, again, check the
description. There's a couple good streamline videos on how to play. But if you want to play this game, I suggest CrokinoleGameBoards.com. That's what this board is. This is our U.S. Open board. I don't make it. This guy, his name's Jeremy Tracy. Him and his family make these. A family-run. He's the guy that makes all the boards for the World Championship, and he is touted as one of the. Hold on a second, buddy. I'll be right with you. Okay.
All right. Remote in your room.
Oh, it's up there somewhere. You can find out. What was I saying about? Jeremy Tracy, CrokinoleGameBoards.com. I mean, the guy is so personable. I've become friends with him over the years. The last few years I've been playing Crokinole, but he's one of the Canadians that came down and played in our tournament. He's a pretty high-ranked player himself in the competitive scene. Great guy, great company, and besides that, like this is like the best. He's got the best board out there for competitive play. If you're looking, I know like they're a little pricey. I think they're like $340 Canadian, which is like, oh no, it's 300 Canadian, which is like 260, 240 ish ours. But when you put into shipping from Ontario to the United States, for instance, it kind of works out to be like $300. But you know that's a lot of money. But if you're looking to play this game, and this will last forever, the maintenance on it is not terrible. You know, you get some pledge once in a while, and I say every 100 games or so, pledge it with furniture polish. Just the regular furniture polish, not the one with tons of oil on it. Do that, and then also Mother's Car Wax every like 500 games or to 1,000 games. Gives it like, it just keeps it pristine and very, you don't want it too fast. You don't want them like, you don't want the disc like just going a little bit and have it like just keep going off. You don't want that. It's like playing on an air hockey table. But you also don't want to shoot a disc and like try to take out a disc like right in front of you and have it like just stop real short, you know. You want a nice, see that? Like that was a penalty for me from hitting it too hard. So I hit it off here. I'm like on a lesser quality board, I would have been safe. But I shouldn't have been safe because that was a bad takeout. I didn't hit the disc. I didn't hit that disc in the center. I should have leveled this damn table. It's going off to the side here. But anyway, it's such a fun game, and you just can't, you know, if you leave it out, on like a table. You'll just every time you walk by it, you're gonna want to
just take a couple shots at it, and it's you know, it's a lot of fun. So Aromatics, pick one up, man, or at least shop around a little bit. If you like games and card games and all that, and then get, you know, and the learning curve is very small too. Like you can play with your friends, and then you'll be good enough to join a competitive tournament. And like usually there's like in the National Crokinole Association, which our club's tournament is now a part of. It's part of that tour that they do. They have different divisions of play. My tournament doesn't. The U.S. Open is just one division. It's one competitive division for $1,000. We were going to have it for $1,000 for first place last March. I got all these. We had all these shirts made, and they were really nice, like shirts and pint glasses. Local brewery sponsored us, and we have the tournament at our local American Legion where we hold our league. And then the finals is at the brewery in front of the whole public, and there's we got the lights going and the loudspeaker, and everyone that's in the tournament gets a pint glass. They get a free beer when they get to the brewery, and like $2 off every pint after that. And it's it's just a crazy time. The night before we have a meet and greet dinner, and everyone from out of town comes in. We provide a dinner for them at the brewery. Our club provides for that, and just to make people feel welcome and thank them for traveling sometimes 8 hours, by car to come play in our tournament and shit. It's fun, man. But yeah, there are used ones, used boards. Very, very rarely though. If you don't want to spend that much, which is totally understandable, like check with Jeremy. I don't know if he'll do this. Okay, CrokinoleGameBoards.com. Ask if he has. They're called seconds. Jeremy is such a perfectionist that like,
if you see these lines here, like they're. Everything has to be perfect for him to say yes. This is like he's got his name right here. It says Tracy right here. For him to put that name on it, everything has to be perfect and up to his standards, which are very high. Sometimes there's a nick in the board that like happens during him sanding it, or a line's a little off. Something happened that he won't do that. He'll set that board aside, bring it to tournaments, and say, "All right, listen, I'll give you whatever the price is. It's usually more than half off." Because he just can't he will not put his name on something that he's not proud of, you know what I mean? Even though, for us, like, it wouldn't be a big deal, he just wouldn't do it. So, CrokinoleGameBoards.com, you might want to check it out. Write him an email and tell him that you heard it from Extra Pint, and he might even say, yeah, maybe we can make this happen for you. I'm not kidding. Like, he might... telling you, and the quality of the board, it'd be just... You wouldn't even know the difference. I mean, it'll be something out here, like in the outer rims of play, that is somewhat insignificant. If it's something around the 20 hole, that might come into play more, but
it's still worth a shot. You know what I mean? And he's very, very reasonable. He might be getting stacked up with, because there's no tournaments. He usually brings them to tournaments and sells them there. So he might be getting stacked up with number 2 boards. That goes for anybody. But yep. But yeah, so well, Aromatics and everybody else, thanks for joining me today. I know it's a small channel, not a lot of people on the live, but I'm glad Aromatics is on. Shoot some questions out. If you have any more questions, just comment below. And we'll get back to you. All right? So we'll see you around, okay? Maybe I'll do another live stream soon. If not, I'll just put up videos and whatever. Thank you, YTPC, and have a happy new year.